Hey everyone.
Hey bag makers, I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. This is my husband Danny, and you're watching Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome to Sewcial Sunday. I see Jody is watching live for the first time, so yay Jody. Just in the nick of time. Hi Sarah, Danny, and Sew Sweetness peeps. Yeah, the day kind of flew by for us, at least today. Really nice weather. I hope you enjoyed some nice weather in your neck of the woods. Charlie's watching from Connecticut. Stacy says, I'm so excited to be able to catch you guys live 3 weeks in a row. Oh, that's awesome. Especially getting difficult because in this part of the world, we're looking up to summer, and so lots of fun things to do outside, going for walks, bike riding, all of that. Stacy's watching from Texas. So we have a few things to talk to you about today, and then I'll be answering some questions live at the end of the show. So if you have a question for me, either a bag making related question about a notion or tool, sewing related question, you can type your question anytime in the comments, either on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you watch our show. Danny is always keeping an eye diligently on the comments for any questions. He'll be collecting them during the show, which is why he's looking down. He's got a laptop over here getting all the questions ready.
I'm just looking for stuff on sale. I'm not even paying attention, really.
So the kids and I did a bit of crafting earlier today, and I just wanted to share with you what we made. Danny purchased various canvases for the kids in different sizes, and Violet had an idea to do these paintings with, you can do them with either, let me put them over here in the middle, with either painter's tape or Scotch tape. You tape up the canvas before you start painting, and then you know, crisscross your tape, whatever design you want to do, and then you paint within your tape outline. So this is the one that Violet made. She hung it in her room. I kind of took it down temporarily to share with you on the show. William did a drawing, so he didn't do the paintings with us, but he was drawing. This is the one I did. I had a little bit of a
Snafu?
bleed through with the tape. Yeah, a little snafu. It's fine. What's wrong?
Oh, no.
Oh, Danny.
Oh.
It's so funny because 2 minutes before the show, I said, oh, I'm going to go. I remembered to put my phone on silent, and looks like Danny forgot to put his on silent, so bad Danny.
Sarah, it's your grandma. I got to answer.
Oh,
no, I'm sure she's probably saying about, are you guys going to be on the show tonight?
Both the kids and I made, well, I assisted them. They made soap this morning, so these are the ones that William made. Since I was sharing Violet's canvas, I thought I would share just William's soap making. These were sort of like geode soaps, and then he made another one with a different color, so he was really proud of making the soap. Violet made some as well.
That's actually mine. He gave it to me.
Yeah. Danny's like, what are you doing with my soap down here? So we had a lot of fun doing that.
That was pretty cool. It's like multiple levels of different... Oh, you know, I
gotta hold it in front of your eye, right?
Close your eyes, Sarah.
No, it's not working.
Close your eyes. It's not working. All right.
No, it's not working. I made another bread today. I've been making a bread about every other day. I did make another bread yesterday. I made homemade pizza dough and homemade pizza, so that was good. But I felt like yesterday was like an all-day kitchen day. I made bread, pizza dough, finished the bread later in the evening, made a cake, so lots of cooking yesterday. I am very excited because I signed up for a crop share in our area. This is my first year doing it. My mom and aunt have been doing it for years. Most years they split the crop share. If you're not familiar with what a crop share is you reserve your spot on an organic farm, and they produce a certain amount of food and divvy up the crops every week to either be ready for pickup or delivered. And so it's a great way to get a different assortment of organic vegetables. And since I'm doing my best to grow a few things for Flash, but I feel like it's slow going, and wanted to have lots of healthy fruits and vegetables in the house this summer. And so I decided to sign up for the crop share. Kathleen said, I made bread today too. That's awesome, Kathleen. It's nothing better than having fresh bread out of the oven. So my first crop share is next week. I'm not sure what I'll be getting in the crop share, but apparently a couple days before the crop share is scheduled to either be picked up or delivered, you get to go on their website and kind of narrow down your choices out of what's available at the farm that particular week. And so I'm getting my first bag next week. I'm very excited. Hopefully we get some things that Flash can eat also in the crop share. The one that I'm doing in the Chicago area is called Angelic Organics, in case anyone watching in Illinois is curious about that one. I also am collecting supplies to make a jelly roll rug. I don't know if you've seen this phenomenon online, but it's I guess I can show you. Well, first of all, here's the fabrics that I selected for the jelly roll rug. It's a jelly roll with like turquoise, purples, royal blues in them. And you use batting strips to assemble the jelly roll rug, and Bozel actually makes pre-cut batting, which is kind of, I guess, the lazy way to do it. But here's a picture.
I think it's convenient is the word you're looking for.
Yeah. Here's a picture on the Bozel packaging of what the jelly roll rug looks like. You basically insert the batting in the jelly roll strips and then use a zigzag stitch to put everything together. And I've been seeing people post them on Instagram for quite a while, and I wanted to make one, so this is what I'm using. Let me know if you've made one before and if it was fun. It looks like it would be fun, but I don't know, maybe a longer, maybe a day's worth of work. I'm not really sure. I'll follow up when I finish my rug. We had a little mishap with our new cutting table yesterday. We purchased, what was it? A couple months ago, we purchased a cutting table to help us more efficiently cut fabrics like cork and vinyl. And we were moving things around in the basement yesterday, and one of the parts basically snapped, the part that holds the cutting blade. Is that the part that snapped? No. Do you want to help me out with?
No, it's like to your story. I just want you to finish strong. You can do it.
So I feel like that's the theme during this quarantine. Like we had expectations for certain things, and then either things break or get delayed. And so you just had to shake your head and laugh when this part broke off our cutting table. So we're waiting for a replacement part, not able to cut anything in the meantime. So it kind of threw all our plans for this week to the wayside. But I don't know. You just have to kind of smile and laugh at the situation as far as the cutting table goes. Danny was very excited to collect his photograph for clean out the bobbin area often when you make the jelly roll rug, FYI. Okay, I'll have to definitely do that. When we moved, I found all of my pipe cleaners and various cleaning tools, and I have that little teeny tiny vac for cleaning out the sewing machine. So I'll definitely keep that near the sewing machine and clean it out every hour or so. I promise.
A lot of people said they didn't make one, but like 3 jelly roll rugs, and they're very addictive.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe like 10 comments. I don't want to post them all.
Well, if 3 were made by various people, then it sounds like it's a pretty fast project. So yay for fast projects. Danny picked a really good one for his pick of the week this week. He's going to put the photo on the screen right now.
That is a Park Sling backpack, and that is from The Mandalorian. Disney. It says, "This is the way." They had an episode all about this one guy who tell you what to do, and this is the way. And so no one questioned how he talked. Whatever he told you to do, and he said, "This is the way people did it." And when I saw that, I thought it was just great, and I loved The Mandalorian. And that was Jenny Hintze, if I'm saying your name correctly, Hince.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I hope so. I'm terrible.
Did you notice the Yoda zipper pull?
I did not. I did see the green, but I did not notice it.
Really
super
cute.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I was wondering if that's embroidery or is that like on iron-on transfer?
It's probably like a custom fabric panel is what I'm thinking.
Like that looks like your grunge fabric almost that you get.
I don't know. Like I've personally not seen that fabric, but if I had to guess, I would say it's probably from a custom Facebook group and a panel. A lot of designs are made in a panel to be used like in the middle of a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. So like just plain background, but like the design just right in the middle. So I'm not sure if that's what it is or not, but that's my best guess.
Grace had a great tip too when you do this. Darn, I wish there's...
Grace says, "I bought the non-slip rubber and sewed it onto the back of my rug to stop it from sliding." Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I'm going to write that down for myself so I remember. Non-slip rubber. All right, Danny's second favorite part of the Sunday show when he's on with me. We'd like to invite all the bag makers to stand proud. Let us know that you're part of the Sew Sweetness squad. We really appreciate every single one of you. I've been getting some really nice emails lately from people either suggesting things like apron patterns or bagel recipes, things like that. So I really appreciate being able to stay connected with you, even one-on-one after the show. And thank you again for watching. So I have some information in the description of tonight's video. The dates for the Clydebank Sew Along. We actually were going to do the Rockstar Bag next for the Sew Along originally, and then the Clydebank Tote third for the year as far as Sew Alongs go. Michelle Graham and I decided to switch the Clydebank Tote so that it would come before the Rockstar Bag for a couple of reasons. One, purse hardware, depending on where you live, sometimes is a little bit, right now, might be a little bit more difficult to get a hold of, and the Rockstar Bag has tons of purse hardware, so we decided to move the Clydebank Tote for the Sew Along first because it doesn't require any purse hardware, just a zipper, and most people have a zipper in their stash already. The second reason for that is we haven't been able to film the video for the Rockstar Bag yet. I originally planned that video to come out in late spring, early summer. Obviously, is it even summer already? Close.
No, June. It's
close to being summer, and just the situation going on right now. We're down a worker, and it'll be coming soon. I haven't forgotten about it. We just haven't been able to film that particular video yet, so that's another reason why we flip-flopped them. So the Clydebank Tote Sew Along will be through the month of June. It will be the pattern modifications and all that will be posted in the Facebook group, and the dates are in the description. So every week is a specific task meant to be a leisurely sew along so everyone has time to participate, and we'll be having weekly winners for prizes, so hope that you can join along with the sew along. I pulled out 2 of my Clydebank totes that I made. Danny, can I pass this to you so it doesn't get damaged over here? Thank you. So the Clydebank tote, if you haven't seen the pattern yet, it's a free pattern and video, and it comes in 2 different sizes. So this is small. I'll let you hold that one. And
that's perfect around my head.
This is size large, so you could see the size difference.
Hold that one too.
This would be a great size. The large would be a great size for a beach bag. I made both of my bags using foam interfacing for the exterior fabric. However, I get this question every once in a while. You can certainly use either fusible fleece or sew-in fleece for the bag, and it'll turn out just fine. My friend Tamara actually made this bag with fleece because she wanted the bag to be packable in her suitcase so that she could fold it more easily. And so
I love the fabric of that one, the green.
The green, yeah, this is a really great digital print.
The flowers, yeah.
Yeah, with the succulents. So anyway, that Clydebank Tote Sew Along starts this week. Also, the entry date for the Global Sew Sweetness Gift Exchange was extended. You can sign up until June 5th. We decided to extend that because of what's going on and not being safe necessarily to go out to the post office prior to this. And so there's a link in the description for the gift exchange, and you can find out all of the details there. So anything else you want to say before we get over to some questions?
No, people are just being very nice about my bag presentation skills.
All right, so I'm going to be answering some questions live now. Again, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and type those in the comments either on Facebook or YouTube. I'll answer as many as I can live, and Danny's going to put them up on the screen. Put this one up already?
Yeah, I wanted to put it so it didn't interfere with the logo.
If you cut interfacing just shy of the seam allowance, will it shift because it's only ironed on? Let's see. If you're using a fusible interfacing, which it sounds like you are because you mentioned that it's ironed on, you can certainly cut it minus the seam allowance. So for example, if you're using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, if you want to reduce the bulk in the seams, especially with ultra firm interfacings like Peltex, you can certainly cut it minus the seam allowance. Again, if seam allowance is 1/2 inch, you can cut it a 1/2 inch smaller on all sides. If it's fusible, it shouldn't shift. If you're using a sew-in interfacing, you can use a product like Dritz Wash Away Wonder Tape to adhere the interfacing to the fabric. If it's a sew-in, just to hold that in place till you start sewing your project together and top stitch, and everything will be held in place with the top stitching in that case. Will you ever do an acrylic template for the Clydebank tote? Please do. I struggle really bad with cutting the pattern pieces for that one. So we decided not to do an acrylic template for that pattern, even though it's been really popular, just because of the way the straps are. The straps come off the body of the bag, the front and the back of the bag, and they're really skinny. And it's a very worrying area as far as breakages go, either breakage while shipping, going through the mail, or accidentally knocking the template off the desk and having that particular portion crack and break. I suppose we can try to do, we have one of our acrylic templates, the Zeppelin Pouch, where we have sort of the main piece is kind of puzzle pieced together, like it's two separate pieces, but it creates the single pattern piece when you attach them together with, do you know how to describe what I'm trying to say? Have you seen the cutout for the Zeppelin?
Yeah, it's like literally a puzzle piece. Like if you put a puzzle together, they're interlocking pieces that you slide on top and they lock together, keep moving around.
Okay, I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. I'm still worried, even if that strap piece was separate and you connected it, it's still a rather skinny piece, and I'd just be worried about that one breaking very easily. Linda says, where do we find the weekly information? The weekly information for the Sew Along is over in the Facebook group. I believe it's in the file section. There's a PDF document in there, and each week you can post your progress in the albums within the Facebook group. If you need help with that or more specifics, you can email me after the show, and my email is sarah@sewsweetness.com, and that's Sarah with no H. Oh, lots of questions Danny's collecting over here. Thank you, everyone, for your good questions. Sarah says, does it have inner pockets? Yes, let me pull this Clydebank tote back up here. So it has a recessed zipper, and there are zipper pockets on the inside, one on each side. And if you prefer not to have the zipper pockets, you can add your own slip pocket instead, but I feel like the zipper pockets are pretty handy. Rochelle says, is that cork on the side of the bags? Yes, both of these bags are made with cork for the sides. So this one is the fawn cork, which is our softest cork that we have.
Literally the softest cork.
It's really super soft. And then this one is made with a bark cloth. It's now out of print, but the fabric line is called Outback Wife for the bark cloth. And then this is the rose gold cork, which is way prettier in person, I think, than the pictures
on the website. It's got a nice metallic.
Yeah, it's got like a pearlescent sheen to it. Gwendolyn says, where do you get the rubber to put on the mat?
Maybe it's a question someone else when they're talking about the rubber bag.
Yes. Actually, I don't know. I was going to look for it
someone
on the internet.
Said IKEA liners I saw in the comments.
Someone said IKEA liners?
Like drawer liners or something.
Drawer liners. Okay. I'll write that down too. Tammy says, is the sewing machine light strip still available? Yes, we do have that in stock, and it's on the website right now. It should be under the Notion section of the shop. Terry says, if we buy the Rockstar pattern before you shoot the video, is it possible to get the video after the fact? Yes, we always sell all of our videos separately. So if you previously purchased any of the patterns and then later we come out with a video, you can purchase the video separately if you wish. Which one are you picking? Terry says,
for some reason it's not keeping the correct order.
That's okay. Terry says, can you suggest a serger, and how much do you truly use it? I'm thinking about it. So my first serger was the Brother 1034D, which is a really great all-purpose serger. I feel like it's fairly inexpensive. I don't remember how much they were online, maybe around $150, maybe less. I do now have a Juki serger, which is an air threader, which means two of the loopers, air kind of sucks the thread in and finishes threading those two loopers for you. There's 4 total on my serger. I have used my serger a lot in the past. I mentioned, I think it was last week on the show, that while we were moving, 2 of the parts for my serger ended up missing, and so I had to order the parts online, and I think they're coming this week, so I'm looking forward to using my serger again. I mainly use it for garment sewing. I don't know that I've ever used it for bag making specifically, but yeah, it's great for garments. A lot of garments can be made with the serger only, dresses, pajama pants, all those sorts of things. Missy says, will you have acrylic templates for the Tower crossbody bag? We actually do have those in the shop right now. If you go to sewsweetness.com and click on the shop tab, there's a sub tab for acrylic templates, and they're all in alphabetical order, so the Tower crossbody bag should be toward the bottom of the list. I think we have a few left in stock, but I have more coming. Ed and Robin, who make our acrylic templates over in Arizona, just shipped us our order, so we should be getting that hopefully this week and restocking things that were running low, like the Tower crossbody bag and the zipper pocket template, which I believe is our #1 seller as far as the acrylic templates go.
Yes,
right?
also the little small one that's right by it.
The purse tabs and the seam guides also.
Yeah, all 3 of those.
Those are probably the top 3 as far as the acrylic templates go. Any tips on sewing through lots of layers of cork, for example? Tried 100 leather needle, larger stitch length, etc. Any other tips to reduce skip stitches? You can always use a walking foot if your sewing machine's having difficulty. Depending on the time of the year, sometimes my regular sewing machine foot kind of drags under the metal presser foot, and so I sometimes like to swap out for my Teflon foot, or sometimes I'll even just put the Teflon foot on the sewing machine right off the bat if I know I'm going to be using the cork. What else? I use 40 weight thread for bag sewing. You can use that for sewing with the cork as well. And I also use a 9014 needle. I'm not sure if that's the one you were using, but I feel like that works really well with sewing with cork and just all-purpose bag making. Colleen says, if I use cotton lycra panel for the main part, can I just use plain woven for the rest of the, I think you probably meant for the rest of the bag. I did make a few bags where a portion of the fabric was cotton lycra, which is stretchy for garments. I interfaced it first with Shape Flex before attaching it to the interfacing as called for in the pattern to remove the stretch from that fabric, so I didn't have to deal with that while sewing the bag. And then I did make a few bags where, like, say, the side panels were just regular quilting cotton. So it is okay to combine those fabrics if that's what you were asking in your question. Wendy says, no matter how careful I am, my interfacing never matches the exterior fabric. Any hints? I think you might mean when cutting the fabric out. That happens to me pretty often. So my cutting process for cutting out fabric and interfacing, and I know everyone is slightly different. I usually cut all my exterior and lining fabrics out first, and then I use those fabrics after they're ironed to lay directly on top of my interfacing, and then I cut around. So again, some people might do it differently. That's just what I do. Sometimes when I'm going to fuse the interfacing to the fabric, the interfacing ends up being slightly bigger than the exterior fabric, probably just the way that I cut it, laying the fabric on top of the interfacing. I usually just trim it down a little bit. There shouldn't be a huge gap or a huge difference, but a minimal difference is fine, and then I just trim it down after I attach the fabric to the interfacing. Kathy says, Sarah, are you still shipping to Canada? We are still shipping to Canada. I think Michelle Graham, who lives in Canada, said that there was a slight delay getting packages to Canada, but not like an enormous delay. So yeah, the shipments are still getting through to Canada. Rebecca says, what can you do to make acrylic templates less slippery? So we talked about this on the show. I'm not sure if I posted an individual video, but I demonstrated, I think, 4 or 5 different products to be put on the backs of the acrylic templates to keep them from slipping around. One of them was Steady Betty. I can't remember the rest of them. Hopefully when you do a search on YouTube under the Sew Sweetness channel, maybe if you just search for acrylic templates, that video will come up. If you can't find it though, let me know and I can track down the exact video where I talked about it. Because some of the products that I demonstrated as far as the acrylic templates, some of them I liked better than others. Just as far as having products stuck on the templates, or even some moved around a little bit more than others. So there was definitely a difference. Mark says you could do a reverse and separate pattern piece for the Clydebank handles. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I'll write that down. Something to investigate.
Denise said, I can't stop closed captioning on this video. Is it on your end turned on? Yes, it is turned on, but it's easily turned off on your portion. There's a little cogwheel you can click and it says closed captioning. You turn it on and off. If we don't have that on, that people that cannot that need closed captioning cannot access it. So we have to turn it on first, and then you can choose to turn it on or off on your end.
Okay. I think I noticed when I was watching someone else's live video the other day that if you click on the comments that it goes away. Is that accurate information, or maybe I'm just
I've
remembering
never done
wrong?
that. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I might be remembering wrong. Maggie Ann says, do you have any patterns or tutorials for a false bottom? I do. It should be on both my website and the YouTube channel. You can probably search for just false bottom on the YouTube channel, and it it should show up. I've made false bottoms with different materials in the past. Lately, my favorite material to stick inside the false bottom is corrugated plastic, just because if you need to, you could wash it because it's just plastic. And if you're not familiar with false bottoms, it's just something that you could put into the bottom of a bag, usually a square or rectangle, or the shape of the bottom of your bag. And it makes the bottom very stiff, so you can put lots of items in, and the bottom of the bag won't bow down under the weight of those items, which sometimes looks a little bit unattractive, especially if you have a very structured bag. Yvonne says, you put a lot of time and cleverness into your bags. You are a great designer. Thank you so much, Yvonne. That means so much to me. I've had the itch lately for working on new patterns. I haven't been able to the last few months because we've been, our employees have been off for almost 3 months. Danny and I and the kids have been working really hard on making sure orders are taken care of. And so I had to put we had to put the videos besides the live shows. We had to put the videos and the new patterns to the side, but I cannot wait, like hopefully middle of June, end of June, working on new patterns. I have so many ideas, and definitely the end of last year, I felt a little bit of I don't want to call it a writer's block, but like, I don't know, just things felt kind of different. And after this year not being able to, I couldn't even work on a new pattern if I wanted to at this point, and soon I'll be able to again. And I've gotten that excitement back, which I guess is a long way of saying.
Are you still talking about this?
Yeah, all right. Move on.
We're going to make more patterns coming out sooner
Yes.
than later, hopefully.
Sylvia says, where do you get the cork fabric? We sell it on our website. You can find it at sewsweetness.com, and there's a sub-tab for cork fabric. So we have it in 2 different sizes, lots of different colors, and a few prints. Tessa says, do you have any of that rose gold in stock? I think the rose gold is still in stock. I think we have a few more pieces left. I remember seeing it on the hanger. It's ringing a bell in my head. Fabric Bender says, I'm thinking about buying an industrial machine like your Juki. How did you decide to sew with an industrial machine? I've never actually sewn on an industrial machine. I've admired them from afar. I've seen some of the Juki industrial machines in the shop. At the time, our old house was really small. We just didn't have room for an industrial machine because most of them come with I don't want to call it a table, but I guess you could call it that. And so my machine is, some people call my machine a semi-industrial. It is a home sewing machine, but my machine is all metal, and I really like my machine a lot. At this point, I probably wouldn't purchase an industrial machine because I want to stay, as a pattern designer, I want to stay really realistic as far as my designs go. And if I had an industrial machine, I might be attempting portions of a design that might not be quite as easy on a regular home sewing machine. And so I decided to just stick with my Juki that I have rather than an industrial machine, just to keep it real, I guess you could say. Hope says, have you ever made a pattern for a garment? I did years ago. I had a notion that I could design bag patterns as well as garment patterns. I had, I think, 4 designs, a few designs. I even had them graded in all the different sizes, and it was such a struggle getting that far. I spent months dedicated to learning the software, learning the sizing and all that. And in the end, I didn't have a product that I was 100% confident or comfortable with, so I decided not to move forward with them. I guess I wouldn't say no to doing anything with garments in the future, but based on past experience, I mean, things would have to go, everything would have to be moving in the right direction or turning out right in order for me to go down that road, because I've been definitely burned in the past. Susan says, for the Kindle version of the Big City Bags book, can you print the pattern pieces out? I have never seen that you can print a Kindle book before. So in the Big City Bags ebook, there is a link in the ebook for you to print the pattern pieces, and they should be printing at full size. That should also be the case with Windy City bags. Again, the pattern pieces are included and you just print them on your home printer. Maggie says, I need help hacking a train case to add an additional zipper compartment. Any suggestions? I'm guessing you want to add maybe, sounds like 2 separate compartments, like 2 zippers across the front of the bag. I don't know. I've not designed anything just like that. So off the top of my head, I couldn't advise you. I am working on a pattern that's kind of similar to what you're looking for, but not a train case. Pattern's not finished yet because what I mentioned earlier, we had to take a break from all that stuff for a little while. But once that pattern comes out, maybe seeing it in action will help you with your train case modification. Clyde says, do your templates include the seam allowance? Yes, all my pattern pieces and my PDF patterns and also the acrylic templates, they all include the seam allowances, so you don't need to add anything before you start cutting out your pattern pieces. Lisa says, is the satellite bag template available in the shop yet? I did order that, so Ed and, like I mentioned, Ed and Robin just sent us a few cases of acrylic templates. I think they're getting dropped off at FedEx tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have them by the end of the week, and I'll list them back in stock on the website as soon as they come, and the satellite bag should be in with that grouping. Denise says, you rocked Annie, it worked? Oh, that was with the closed captions, right? Okay,
Well,
excellent.
if that's it for a minute, it's a pretty good comment.
Yeah, not many of the questions get directed to you, so it's nice that you can
Thanks
answer
for pointing
them.
that out. Appreciate that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm done.
Sharon Sherry says, Sarah, can you come up with a thread catcher pattern? Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, I was thinking about some, along the lines of the thread catcher, I was thinking of some sort of bed organizer. I wasn't thinking of a pattern just at the time, just something that could help me out because our new bed is just different than the previous one, and my nightstand is just too far away for me to reach when I put my glasses down or my Kindle at the end of the night. And so I was thinking of some sort of organizer to hang off the edge of the bed, but the thread catcher would be a good one too. Let me write that down. Maybe a free pattern for something like that. Renee says, is there a super secret list for items that sell out quickly even after the notifications say it's back in stock? I feel your pain. I wish there was. We don't have any kind of order of first come, first serve as far as the out of stock notification. If you're not sure what we're talking about, we have an out of stock notification on the website. It's automated and set up automatically. Anything that's out of stock, you can enter your email address and you'll be automatically emailed as soon as I list that item back in stock. I don't send the emails out. I just hit a button and my website automatically sends the emails out. So everyone gets it at the same time. If you're looking for an item that's out of stock that has different options, like a drop-down box. So for example, if you're looking for zipper pulls and there's 2 different color options, in order to get that out of stock notification to pop up on the website, you need to click your option first. So if it's Cork fabric, we sell 2 different sizes. You just need to click your size first or whatever the option is, and then that box will come up. I have done in the past items that were highly sought after, letting people know in the Facebook group what time I would be posting it back in stock. I did that only for a couple items in the past. I really hate that we run out of things in the first place, but I don't know. I guess I don't know what to say. I don't have anything more helpful than that. Yeah, I don't know. If you have any problems, though, you can always email me. Maybe there's something I can do, but usually not, unfortunately. Mary says, where do you get corrugated plastic from? If you're in the U.S., I found some at my local craft store, Michael's, Joann Fabrics, I think even has some. You can order it online, wherever you buy your school supplies. Amazon has it in either single board pieces or like 5-packs, something like that. And the corrugated plastic usually comes about the size that a poster board would come. So I don't know off the top of my head what size poster boards usually come, but it's usually, I don't know, maybe 18 inches long, something like that. So even just purchasing 1 piece of corrugated plastic will make false bottoms for several bags. Mary says, have you been able to visit Smudge? Sadly, I have not been able to visit Smudge yet. Yeah, it's just a very sad situation, but I know it won't be forever. So just daydreaming about him for now. Kim says, do you feel at home yet? I would say so. We do still have boxes around the house that need to be unpacked. Today I was sort of straightening up what we're using as a dining room just because the cardboard boxes had started to collect in that room. And that's the room that the kids wanted to do their paintings in earlier today just because it's a nice sunny room. So we'll get there. I'm not stressing myself out about unpacking everything at once, just, as I feel like it. Marie says, are there any projects that would be good for oilcloth? You know what, I almost feel like that Clydebank tote that I was showing earlier, that's going to be the next sew along, would be good for oilcloth. It's a larger size bag, no interfacing, no purse hardware, and I could definitely, because I was sort of envisioning it also as a beach bag, I think it would be good for oilcloth if you wanted to make it with that. Allison says, will you ever make more clutches?
Yes, what is oilcloth?
Like a tablecloth. When you were in grade school, did you have to bring like for art class or anything, or lunch? I remember when I was in school, I had to bring like a...
Well, you were a pretty sloppy eater. I mean, was that for
No,
everyone
everyone
or just
had
you?
to. Everyone had to
'Cause
bring.
I didn't have to bring any
Everyone had
cloths
to
to
bring
school.
like sort of like a small tablecloth, and some of them were made with oilcloth, so it's like a waterproof
Like canvas or
table
something?
covering. No, it's like...
I'll Google it later, don't worry.
Yeah, kind of plasticky looking. Will you ever make more clutches? I don't know if I have any on the docket for this year, but if there's something specific you have in mind, you can always feel free to email me. I do take everyone's suggestion out of everyone who's emailed me in the past asking for a specific bag into consideration. A lot of those bags have made the cut as far as past designs, and so feel free to email me again. That's Sarah at sewsweetness.com, Sarah with no H. Betty says, what is the thread catcher? So thread catcher is something that you can put generally either underneath your sewing machine that hangs off the table, or it might have a little weighted pin cushion attached to it, something weighted, and it's basically a little bag or basket. When you're sewing, you have extra threads or little tiny scraps of fabric. You put it in the thread catcher, and then you have it so that you can throw it into your regular garbage bag, so you don't have lots of junk or lint all over your sewing table. Karen says, are lace zippers to use than regular zippers, and do you have a video for installation? So if you want to use a lace zipper, I do have a pattern that I designed last year called the I don't even remember what it was called.
Yeah, I was trying to think of my top of my head. I know it's a little
It was
like
a box
dumpling
pouch.
or something small. It's got the lace zip on the top of it.
Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. We did 6 free projects for book club last year, and one of them had the lace zipper. It was a box pouch. Someone help me out here. The name is escaping me, so that we can give her the official name of the pattern. Mickey says a bed organizer would be great.
I like that for a couch though, like remotes, and you can hang on the side of the arms.
Along the same lines. Yeah, definitely. Kathy said, if you had to choose one stabilizer to have on hand, what would it be? So I definitely use just about for every single bag. I use foam interfacing. I like using by Any Soft and Stable, and for all of my linings, I use Pellon Shape Flex, which is also known as SF101. I know it's a little bit hard to come by now because of supplies running low.
Windsor Pouch.
And a lot. Okay, thank you. The name of that free pattern with the lace zipper was the Windsor Pouch. Thank you for that information. So those are the two that I use most often. I use other interfacings, but I guess more sparingly than those two. Everyone's saying Windsor Pouch. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of, like Danny, you're very quiet tonight. I've seen. Let's see this one.
There's a lot of questions coming through. So Danny,
you don't seem very naturally sunny self today. Prayers being sent your way. No, there's a million questions going on. I'm trying to catch them all and not miss them. And when Sarah's talking about something, I didn't want to interrupt her. Because she's very mean to me after the show. So I'm trying to be as nice as possible.
Oh, I was hoping we could watch The Last Dance after the show. We've been watching this documentary about the 1990s era Chicago Bulls. We live in Chicago, and it's been really great to watch it with the kids. We're on the last episode. We're a little behind, so hopefully we can watch that later tonight after the show. Deborah says, I just figured out why you guys look so different. You all switched places. Yeah, I came down to sit down for tonight's show, and I was like, Danny, are you going to move over because you're in my spot? And he's like, well, I have to sit here because all the electronics are on this side. They're all plugged in over here. And I was like, Okay, but I had all my stuff set up further down the table, so he had to pass everything to me. It felt a little funny at the beginning when we first started up being on the opposite side, but yeah, good catch on that one. Yeah, we are in different places tonight. Joe Lynn says, when will you be getting more zipper by the yard and zipper pulls? Our shipment arrived, when was it? Last week. We're allowing all incoming mail and packages to sit for at least 3 days before we handle them, just for safety's sake. My cousin who works for us has been staying home the last almost 3 months. He's bagging up the zippers and cutting the zippers by the yard now because we sell them in certain increments. The zipper pulls we sell in packs of 10, and the zippers by the yard we sell in 1 yard, 3 yard, and 5 yard pieces, so he assembles those. Originally, we were going to have him back to work tomorrow, but with our accident with the cutting table, he's going to be back next Monday instead. So he's going to continue assembling those from home. I probably won't be able to list those on the website. I was anticipating listing those on the website tomorrow. Unfortunately, it'll probably be another week because we won't be able to get a hold of those till he returns. And like I said, the whole cutting table thing was just a series of things happening where we expected items at a certain date and it didn't happen when we expected them. So it's just got to roll with the punches these days, I guess.
No other further questions have come through.
Okay.
Did you get the book club?
Oh, Linda says, will you be doing a book club again? Yes, we are reviewing books for potential books for the Soul Sweetness book club. I have a list of a few that I thought might be good. I attempted to read one last week. It didn't work out. I just wasn't really super thrilled with the book. So that happens sometimes. Some of the books that I think will be good choices end up not being good choices, and so we pass them by. So we're still trying to investigate further. We will have probably a few more selections for book club this year. That was it, right? Giveaway?
Joyce said she just wanted to say hi and loved your patterns.
Oh, thank you so much, Joyce. Really, really, really appreciate that so much.
Before we do our giveaway, I'd like to mention that on YouTube, we happen to be just a few hundred away from 75,000 subscribers. And once we reach that goal, if it's by next week, I will give away 4 $75 gift certificates. I didn't even tell Sarah about this. I noticed it today when I was looking at the subscribers. And I'm like, that's a pretty big accomplishment, and I'm really proud of it. And I think it'd be nice to do. Maybe
Sure,
2 on the show live, and then 2 after the show, so people that don't get a chance to watch it live will also get an opportunity to win. But you will have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel for us to get to 75,000.
Okay.
Not necessarily to win the prize, but it would be nice if you were subscribed as well.
All right, yeah, thank you. I'm sure you all already are subscribers, but thank you very much. So we have a giveaway. Before we get to the giveaway, I wanted to announce the winner of last week's giveaway, who was Donalyn Ozawa. So congratulations to Donalyn. And the giveaway for tonight is a few things. So first is a small bundle of the new
A small
bundle of the new Tula Pink fabrics. So it's 4 different prints with sewing themed fabrics. So those are the 4 fabrics in this little bundle. I also have a notion for mason jars for having sewing mason jars in your sewing room, and also the book by Tula Pink called Coloring with Thread. It's an embroidery book, and all the designs are in the back of the book on a CD. So this is a brand new book, and these 3 items will be given to 1 lucky winner. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is to type your answer to my giveaway question in the comments wherever you watch, either on Facebook or YouTube. I'll draw the winner at the end of the day on Saturday and announce this winner on next Sunday's show. And my question is, approximately how many rulers or acrylic templates do you have? So it doesn't have to be an exact number. You don't have to go and count. Your best guess right now. How many rulers and acrylic templates do you have in your sewing room or in your sewing stash? So let me know. As far as rulers go, I have a good amount of rulers, probably at least 15. And some of them are meant to go along with specific patterns, like quilt patterns. I do have a lot of acrylic templates for my bags also, but I'd have to say the 2 rulers that I use the most, because I get asked this question sometimes. I have a 6-inch by 12-inch Omni Grip ruler, which happens to be right here because I was using it earlier. This is my number one most used ruler, and the second one is I have another ruler that's 24 inches by 6 inches for longer cuts or longer pieces of fabric. So let me know in the comments. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week and happy sewing. Bye everybody.
Bye.